That's Martin Brila. Yeah, it's Brian. Martin Brila is on for Andres Cornelius. He came on at half time. That was the only change that was made.
He actually needed to take that man off.
Yeah, Cornelius.
He was another tackle away from being shown the exit door in this particular game.
Yeah,
he was rough in the first 5 minutes.
His physicality, I think, was intended to set the tone for the Danes, but of course it's now been replaced. In the 46th minute, immediately after the restart, Jesper Lindstrom deprived his opponent of the ball, but of course the referee blew for a foul. After that, in the 47th minute, Christian Eriksen was then penalized for holding, but he was not booked. Then a minute later, Hojbjerg, he tried to find Jesper Lindstrom, but his effort had too much power as the ball, of course, went rasping over. And then a minute later, Christian Eriksen failed to pick a body out in the box with an overheat cross to the back post. The ball, of course, goes out of play, and France, they have a goal kick from there. It's 49 minutes now on the clock. It is France 0, Denmark 0.
Okay, Pius, there must be some comments around our Facebook fan page. Let's see what they are saying regarding this game. I know a lot of people are rooting for France to win. Let's see.
Yes, of course. We have a lot of persons actually rooting for France to win. And we have also some predictions here. And let's start off with the first one here. Okay, Moses Nkasi says France all the way. Telson Dodgy says best of luck, France. And of course, Samuel Waziri says France 1, Denmark 1. And yes, of Chinedu Emmanuel Uzuebu says France is taking the day 2-1. Of course, he says France would win. Solomon Azier says France to win by 3-1. Dennis Adid Jr. says France to win by 3-1. Of course, a couple of 3-1 here. Michael Joseph Jumbo says good evening. I think France will end up getting a win against Denmark. And Eri Okogwa says, I don't see VQ today. Oh, yes, of course, VQ is right here.
I know the day here before. I don't understand.
Obatayo Emmanuel says, greeting guys. I see full-time draw in this particular one. And it says 1-1. Kolawole Joseph says, France 2, Denmark 1 in this particular one. And yes, we have other comments right here on Facebook. Goze Echecha. Yes, Echecha says, now walkover game be this for France, of course. Okay, now walkover game be this for France. All right, I will see about that. Abdul Kodri says France all the way. Peter Adoye says you guys are doing a great job. Yes, Akinriola Tolulope, yes, says France 2, Denmark 0. And of course, yes, we have a lot of comments right there on Facebook. You can also drop your comment on Facebook at Sports Radio 88.9.
That one that said he saw walk over. He should go and walk them over. I will lead him gradually to go and personally to go and walk them over.
But then we have a couple of 3-1. I don't think this game would give us a lot of goals.
No go there this game.
Maybe a 1-0, 1 or draw, 1-1 or goalless draw. Those are the likely predictions. Yeah.
Okay, let's see where this is going. And both sides have had one corner each in this game. Our hearts are out to those who actually placed for corners in this game. There might not be a lot of them. The whole of the first half saw just one.
Just one.
Maybe pressure is giving us one already. But the game, it tells you that it's been played more centrally than anywhere else as far as this fixture is concerned. So, yes, the action continues right here, right now on Sports Radio Brila FM. I noticed this week that people go as far as betting for offsides, shots on targets. Offsides in this game, you know this so far. Don't say we don't tell you.
No
52 minutes, no offsides.
Huh?
09040,089, 09040,1089, 11 minutes past 6. And yes, it's action on Brila. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, Wilson. The fireman, I greet you and everything.
I greet you too, Wilson. Welcome.
Thank you. For this game, I want to make Denmark win so that mathematically hope will still be for Tunisia for their last game. If Denmark win this one, France will have all of them 3 points apart from the Tunisia. If Tunisia win their last game, but it's not even possible, shall. But for in case if they win France, maybe they should qualify. Because that group, I don't see them qualifying that group so far as it stay this way. Because they only have 1 point, and France now 4 points.
Okay.
But I wish them all the best, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that one this evening. Yes, of course. Let's quickly take more of the calls. Yes, we have loads of them coming in on the show this evening. And yes, we will take as many as possible. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Yeah, welcome.
All right. Yeah, waiting for us to play like this.
Go less.
No, wow. If them are the family from state, they don't want to come in the Alpha store now.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, FG, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I greet everybody in the city.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. This Arsenal lecturer is Korea coming from Chicago.
Arsenal lecturer.
Yes, this is me. Arsenal lecturer Korea.
There's nothing. Okay, tell us, lecture us.
Yes. You see this today match, France and Denmark. I think that match is going to be 0-0. Yeah, nothing come out. Yeah, for Tunisia will go home. There's no point on them. I don't even want any African team to go far. Yes.
Oh, wow, you did very
happen. This is my first time to call
you.
This is your first time.
First time.
But why you vex to African countries say they're not going to do anything? What did they do?
Yeah, I'm not happy for them now. I'm not happy since Nigeria didn't go to World Cup now, so I'm not happy.
No worry.
Yes, now.
Pius, have you heard the variable of the foul? If I can't have it, we'll scatter it. If I can't have it, nobody else will have it. Wow, you just about the Ismail the chop. By the time you got a driver, we go chop on it, use legs.
Scatter everything. Everybody go out. If I don't get that, nobody will get out.
It's typically what these guys are doing today. But yes, there's a good amount of pressure as far as the game is concerned. Denmark are looking at a strong possibility of getting something. They've had their second corner in almost quick succession and almost got something out of that. But we will bring you details of that. 56 minutes of that game gone down already. It is France 0, Denmark 0. World Cup 2022 action coming live on your Champions Now, all the way, of course, from Qatar, where the action is taking place. Let's get more calls in. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah. This is Charles once again.
Okay, Charles.
I want to answer the question that FJ said we should give him the list of players that started.
After how many years?
2018. I watch the match now.
Okay.
I watch him. Now I give a lineup. Hello.
Oh, yeah, give a lineup now.
Okay, the 2018 World Cup and this one, the France Denmark game, it was 9 players that started. That were, in the starting lineups, both teams. For the French team, the players
how
that
many players? You said 9.
How many players you call them?
In France, there were 4. Denmark 5. Can I mention him?
Mention.
For France, you have Varane, Ousmane Dembélé, N'Golo Kanté, and Antoine Griezmann.
N'Golo Kanté. N'Golo Kanté is not playing tonight now, so you don't miss him already.
He has missed it already.
No, I didn't miss it. Now check. Hello.
Kante is not playing.
N'Golo Kanté is not playing this night now. Hey, they said those who played the last time that are playing now.
Those who played the last one.
And are playing today.
You even first missed it. It was not 9. It's 8.
And that's what I'm saying. 9.
No, we are not saying the same thing. We are not saying the same thing. There's no point.
8.
There's no point for this argument.
Yes.
Those who played the last World Cup that are playing now,
today, yes.
you are calling N'Golo Kanté,
Kanté.
of which the future World Cup,
Kanté?
of the future World Cup.
Is this the Kantab?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Victor.
Okay, but Victor, say it like you mean it, huh?
Say what?
Say it like you mean it. We can't really hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, so just raise your voice a bit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want what's the scoreline now?
Goalless, Victor.
It's goalless.
Thank you.
Okay, Victor, take it easy. You people take it easy. We don't need pressure of Christmas. We don't need pressure of Christmas. Charlie, the one Christmas don't come like this, so.
Charlie, no use money do better, you know.
Charlie, the one Christmas don't come like this, so the way these people. If I say it,
we are hypertension debt.
These people, if you give me yourself hypertension,
don't give yourself hypertension.
If I say what I was going to say, I'll be born with that. I was going to say it in a slang in Ghana. You would. It would be so funny.
Remember that documentary?
Let's get more calls in. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, this is Ben calling.
Okay, welcome. Let's hear you.
Okay, I think France are going to win this game 1-0. Yeah.
Okay. All right, he says the French national team will get it 1-0, and that will be all about this game. They have 30 minutes to respond. As far as this game is concerned, FJ, we've seen the first 15 minutes of this game. Bring us up to speed on the happenings in this game and how both sides have actually been daily unfortunate not to be ahead now.
Yes, indeed. Start with the most recent action from Le Bleu, where, of course, it was a beautiful lofted pass from about 40 yards from Aurélien Tchouaméni. He found Antoine Griezmann, who took the ball on his chest, controlled it forward, and just rifled it over Kasper Schmeichel. There was no threat there for Schmeichel, and he definitely must have been relieved to see that one go over. However, earlier on the 50th minute, Kylian Mbappé played the ball inside from the left towards Ousmane Dembélé and eat it with force. The ball clanked off the winger's sheen and bounced up in the air and, of course, appeared out of nowhere before Mbappé tried to poke it past Schmeichel, who, of course, does not give him enough room in which to maneuver. In the 52nd minute, the Danes, they won a corner, which was played long towards the back post. Rasmus Kristensen tried to head it across the face of goal, but Hugo Lloris came out to claim it authoritatively. And then on the 54th minute, Martin Braithwaite won a corner off Theo Hernández. And, of course, Christian Eriksen pinged the ball towards the far post where it was headed clear. And, of course, the ball was sent into the mixer, but the flag went up for offside. And France are finally taking the lead against Denmark. And who else but come at the hour, come at the man.
Kylian Mbappé
was the one, of course, who took the goal there for Le Bleu on the hour mark to give France the lead. It took him almost equally at the same time to get a goal on match day one, but this one
his
was
30th goal for France. He's 23
yes.
or 24 now.
No, that record is in shambles. That Orion record is in shambles. And of course, you have to give all the credit there to Theo Hernández, who of course began the run, surged forward, gave it to Mbappé, and as he gave it to Mbappé fed it to him back on his inside. And he just put it in Mbappe's slipstream. Mbappé was just not going to miss that. Touched it in between two Danish defenders. And what a calm finish there. 1-0 to France. 1-0 for Kylian Mbappé. 1-0 for Didier Deschamps. 1-0 for the people of Bondy. And France lead 1-0 against Denmark. The Danish players were raising their hands for offside. But there was no offside absolutely whatsoever there. France lead 1-0.
1-0. The French national team are in front, and quick substitution at this time also.
Yes, Olivier Giroud is making way for Le Bleu, and not so much of a surprise.
If you're smelling 6 points, you would want to take off Giroud.
Yeah, and Marcos Thuram is coming on to replace him, and it's not a surprise that this sub has been made because Thuram absolutely gives France a lot of speed on the counter-attack.
His father is right there.
And his father is watching. I hope his father doesn't jinx him. His father scored only 2 goals in his World Cup.
His father was a defender.
Yeah, he only ever scored. No, I'm saying he doesn't miss him because his father only ever scored 2 goals. It should not be the game his father came to watch.
He took 77 goals for Lewandowski to score his first World Cup goal. His father tried.
No, the funny part about his dad is that the only 2 goals he ever scored were those 2 goals in the semi-final against Croatia in '98. So, I mean, that's something you can look up to. So maybe Marcus follows in the footsteps of Lilian and just score 2 goals as well. Hopefully, it won't be only 2 goals in French colors. But, hey, if I were Didier Deschamps, I would make that sub. Gives them speed against the run of play, and Denmark all the work to do.
Someone to push the defense back as well, because they got too comfortable with the Giroud, who cannot exactly run. I guess that's why they need a bit of a change right there now. Hello, good evening. France are ahead 1-0.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, my brother, the gentleman, and the people of the special interview.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, this is the member Dr. Dennis Market, the face of Manchester United, Madrid.
Welcome.
Yeah, my brothers in the studio. Wow. I think let me say happy weekend to both of you, and if people are giving out the children, no, may God continue to bless people.
Amen. Thank you.
Are you running commentaries?
Yeah, I'm not running commentary. Talking about France and this Denmark, I think France have, for me, as England, they make me to best today. I think France will give me the job today because. But I'm taking Eriksen for this Denmark. Maybe they have to come back and get 1 goal. Maybe they can put on level to get a point. But the way this is the game like this, you know, say you get where you go meet some guys when I go play. When they play, they play small. But because the person leave himself for you, they beat them. But why it matter most? That's why you want to know the game between our Jonas and the and hear me. So beating them for nationwide cup and that doesn't matter. But this World Cup now, first we go to tell that we are the defending champion and we must make a statement. If you know they will come out us, let us make a statement for this group stage test before people will know. We'll not be like Germany that go to World Cup after winning 2014, 2014, and come in 2018 and come up for group stage. And now again they collect it from Japan. And like when Argentina collect from this is where they beat them that day. And today again, at the time of today again, they're going to never ask again. So that Messi players go to give the 1 up. Argentina, bye-bye.
Wow.
Thank you for your contribution this evening.
From Palace, the world chief.
That was a contribution. Yes, in every sense of the word, it was a contribution. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, my name is Victor calling back.
Victor, why are you laughing now? Why are you laughing?
That last one now.
Leave him. He was calling from.
Victor, okay, so you called just to laugh, so we'll ask you why, and then you tell us and hang up. Wow. You all get us the bill. Let's take more calls this evening. Hello, good evening. Hello? Okay, didn't wait long enough to make a contribution. Hello, good evening. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Yes, action, of course, going down. And Pio, so let's find out from you what the start is like. Must have really been something for the French side, pushing all the way before finally turning the screw and getting something in this game. Your thoughts?
Yes, of course, they've been pushing, and of course, in this second half, talking about the last 15 minutes of this particular encounter, the French guys have had 3 goal attempts in this particular game. Yes, of course, none have gone the way of Denmark. Talking about second half stats now. Yes, 2 shots on goal for the French national team, of course, and none for the Danish side. 1 shot off goal for France, of course, none for Denmark in this particular game. In terms of ball possession, 55% of the ball have gone the way of of France, and 48% of the ball. That just changed right about now. I've gone the way of the French national team, and 52. I've gone the way of Denmark. That's to tell you that the Danish guys are quite on top of their game in terms of ball possession, but of course they've been unable to convince us about. I think they've done that already. FJ.
Yes, indeed. Denmark have equalized from a set piece. Christian Eriksen, he delivers like the milkman, and of course sent that corner driving in, an outswinger, and Andres Christensen connects with a bullet header beyond Hugo Lloris. There was nothing stopping him, just like a rocket out of a spaceship. Whoa, that was France 1, Denmark 1, Vicky the Volcano.
Okay, interesting one. Fantastic reaction. Andres Christensen, remember him in the colours of Chelsea. It's the man who spooled at Denmark level. And yes, Mbappé might have given France the lead. They didn't let it last long. And you can tell why they don't fear this side. It doesn't matter what it is. It is 1-1 at this point in time. Andres Christensen pulling France level. 7 minutes after Kylian Mbappé scored in the 61st. Now, 68, they have drawn level. It is 1-1 in that game. Game on it is. Right here, as far as that game is concerned, Hugo Lloris, should he go for another big competition ever again? Like,
No, he still has it in him. I think there should be questions. To me, I think there should be questions about the French defending for the set piece. Andres Christensen was all at sea, and then you had the situation whereby Joachim Andersen rose highest than the entire French defense, and he was being marked by Raphael Varane. So you had that question. Yes, it was point blank. So you sort of have to give the goalkeeper the benefit of the doubt. I still think he has it in him to go for one more tournament. One person that actually I felt you would ask that about is Steve Mandanda. Mandanda has been going to World Cup since 2006. He has never been first choice. He has always been second choice. Every time, first, second choice. But, and he's never been a first choice French goalkeeper. And they will, when he retires, they will say he's a 16-year veteran. An ex-international who probably only racked up maybe 12 caps or 20 caps along his 16-year international career. Damn. And he's a world champion
well,
too.
Don't sweep the years of consistency under the carpet anyway. But if you look at that in Marseille, he's probably ranked up over 600 appearances
yes, 100%,
at Marseille.
Yeah, and then now at Rene doing the same thing as well. So, I mean,
sometimes national team jobs can be unfair to you. They're here for all his hard work. It doesn't get called up anymore. And I'm not sure he ever got up to 25 caps for I'll have to look that up. But
just the Euros, the two major tournaments he tended to go. Two major tournaments. The Euros in 2016 and the World Cup in 2018.
And Lucho said, you can use your legs.
And he said, quote unquote, he's retired.
I heard he was sent a letter.
Congratulations
on his retirement. A guy who didn't announce he was retiring. Like, these people can be really cruel.
I had a feeling it was Lucho that told Rubiales
that they should give him a letter. Hey, yeah. 20 more minutes to go. It is 70 on the clock. France 1, Denmark 1. Yes, it's game on. Let's take some calls. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Kennedy.
Kennedy, let's hear you.
Yeah, I think the game is getting lively now. 1-1.
It is.
But I fancy France to get another goal again. France to get another goal. I beg, please don't confirm something from you guys, please. Please, what's the update on Neymar injury?
He will miss the rest of
the rest of the group stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you for that one. Probably in for Neymar, of course, to be fit and ready for the game right there. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Vicano.
Yeah. Yeah.
FJ, good evening.
My mano.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm this Gabriel calling from Aja.
Gabriel, welcome.
Yeah, this match is going to be 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Because the two teams are very solid team, and no one wants to. They are playing very careful. They are being very, very careful. So the game is going to be 1-1 draw. People are doing a very good job. Well done, Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution this evening on the show. Gets exciting all the time. Sports Radio, good evening to you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
My name is Tochku. I told you that Denmark is winning 2-1.
Tochku, I did not. You didn't tell me anything. Oh. You have come with. I told you. You did not told me anything. You didn't tell me anything.
Toda, Francisco Todo. Well done.
Everybody, I told you.
I told you.
Now what? You told those people in your neighborhood, not me. Not me.
I remember the day Argentina lost. I hear a lot of I told you.
I told you. Hello, good evening.
I told you.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yeah. But France, I'm not.
Tell us your name, tell us your name.
My name is Onyirizi Emmanuel.
Okay.
I'm not expecting France to play like this, so I expect them to win.
Because
yes.
they were the one that pumped the ball.
Okay, so what do you make I do now, bros?
Make France ginger more. I need one goal.
Okay.
Thank God you didn't say you should ginger the
I bet based on white paper, I bet.
Oh yeah, now we did. Yeah. Meanwhile, even I said that I nearly collect.
Yeah, so almost 2-1 to the Danes. It was a rasping drive from Jesper Lindstrom. It was a well-worked effort down the left from the Great Danes there. And, of course, as the opportunity came down the left from Rasmus Kristensen, he sent in what was a low cross into the box, and it was received by Jesper Lindstrom. First-time strike at Lloris, who saved it. And the onrushing Chris Brown could not get his leg to it. It was sorry, Martin Braithwaite. Sorry, they look so much alike. They look so much alike. Martin Braithwaite, I beg your pardon. Apologies for those who perhaps might be offended. I'm calling him Chris Brown. Martin Braithwaite could not get to it. Barcelona fans will be excited. I'm calling him Chris Brown anyway.
Why?
But that's what they called him. They said he was a showman, that he didn't do anything for them.
They should get away.
Then Martin Braithwaite could not connect to it. The ensuing ball was cleared by Rafael Varane. And of course, the corner, the ensuing
corner. The guy
corner.
when suffer and for what he not do, 9 days. They just calm down.
The ensuing corner went out.
Yes. You signed him from a club. The club could not go out to sign another player.
Yeah.
And then
those ones were relegated.
You used the man. The moment you got an upgrade on him, he was the problem. Now they take these things easy now. And
then the ensuing corner was cleared by France. France have now made 2 substitutions, by the way. Ibrahim Konate has come on for Rafael Varane, while, of course, Kingsley Coman has replaced Ousmane Dembélé. I have an issue with these substitutions, but I'll come to that later. Meanwhile, Denmark have also made a change. Kasper Dolberg has come on for Mikkel Damsgaard as well, as the Danes go in search of a second goal in this particular encounter. So 2 changes for France, Konate and Coman for Dembélé and Varane, and Dolberg for Damsgaard for Denmark. So 3 changes have just been made. Meanwhile, after the goal, Kylian Mbappé tried to pick out Marcus Thuram with a curled cross to the far post. But of course, Kasper Schmeichel came out and claimed that effort in the 71st minute. Then in the 75th minute, there was an effort as well from Christian Eriksen, who swung in a dangerous corner from a corner kick, but none of his teammates out-jumped the defense there. It is still France 1, Denmark 1, 75 minutes on the clock.
Okay, France 1, Denmark 1, 75 minutes on the clock. The 2 sides, of course, are having a go at themselves. Pius, it's 15 minutes to the end of this game. It looks like we have the corners now, and a couple of them. Especially with the Danish guys who, of course, have proven so far in this game from corners and other set-piece situations to be a huge threat. They scored from there, and they threatened a couple of times also.
Yes, for a game that's actually produced just 1 corner kick in the first 45 minutes, this game have actually produced 6 corner kicks in the second 45 minutes. In the second half, we've had 6 corner kicks as against just 1 in the first half of this particular game. Let's have the match. Yes, of course, second half statistics of this particular game. 48% of the ball to the French national team, of course, and just 52 have gone the way of the Danish side. Yes, 3 goal attempts for France, 4 for Denmark in the second half of this game. Two shots on goal apiece for both teams in this particular encounter. 1 shot of goal apiece for both teams. Of course, no block shots for France and 1 for Denmark in the second half of this game. 4 free kicks. Those free kicks, of course, have gone the way of France. Of course, just 1 for Denmark. 4 corner kicks, of course, for Denmark in the second half of this game, and 2 for France in the second 45 minutes of this particular encounter. 1 offside apiece for both teams. 11 throw-ins to France, 5 to Denmark. 1 goalkeeper save apiece for both teams. That's to tell you that a game that actually saved us. No goalkeeper save for Lloris in the first 45 minutes of this game. He's been called to action just once in the second half of this game, and of course he's been forced to make a save. And let's also let you know that fouls, in terms of fouls, no foul for France, and of course 3 for Denmark. 152 total passes for France, and of course 136 have been completed. While for the Denmark, yes, 155 total passes, and of course 130 have been completed. 8 tackles for France, 9 for Denmark. 31 attacks for the French national team, and 11 of those have been dangerous in the second half of this game. While 36 attacks for Denmark, and of course 19 of those have been dangerous. Of course, in terms of the most important start of this game, it's still 1-1. But goals scored in the second half of this particular encounter. Goals scored by Kylian Mbappé and of course Andres Christensen.
Andres Christensen has been a part of the goals tonight in this fixture. And yes, it is what it is, 1-1. It is 12 more minutes to go as far as this game is concerned. Inches wide the last time out. FJ, bring us up to speed.
Yes.
The French national team still probing.
Yes, indeed, Vicky the Volcano. And it was a corner kick from Antoine Griezmann from the right. And of course, he whipped it in. And one man, Aurélien Tchouaméni, got on the end of the set piece, but he glanced just wide off the header. It was a free header. Nobody was marking him, and it was quite so much of a surprise that he didn't get anything from it. From the ensuing corner as well, France took another one this time from the left, and Griezmann was the one who took it once again, and it was cleared by the Danes. And from the ensuing clearance, Kingsley Coman picked it up down the right, and he swung it across into the Danish area, and once again it was headed clear for another corner. This time it was Jules Koundé who got on the end of it, but of course he could only head it onto the head of Joachim Andersen as the ball went for another French corner. So it's 3 straight corners in succession. If you were one of those who perhaps thought, the corners are coming thick and fast, and another corner from France cleared by the Danes, and as it is cleared, it's cleared outside to Theo Hernández, who swings in across into the box, and Adrien Rabiot on the end of it just flings his body onto the ball as he tried an audacious kick, but of course he was rising always with that effort. It is still France 1, Denmark 1.
France 1, Denmark 1, yes. The action continues right here, of course. 10 more minutes to go on the clock. Before the time will be added on. You can be sure that this World Cup guarantees that. The amount of time they add into games would make you say, oh boy. But yes, it's going on good, and the Danish guys are pretty much... would they be comfortable with a draw here, knowing that they could get past Australia?
100%. I think, you take you fancy your chances in the last game. They would prefer a win. I, for one, would rather Denmark win this game, because France would be lackadaisical against Tunisia. They would perhaps want to slow down, because all they would need is a point. And when I say they want to slow down, I don't mean the players, but the coach, because he knows a point would give them top of the group. So it's the reason why I want Denmark to actually win this game.
The points might not give them top of the group.
No, if they get a point, yeah.
And if Australia defeats Denmark,
if they get a... But Australia won't defeat Denmark.
Well,
they will rely on the fact that Australia are not going to defeat Denmark. Because they know, because Australia know that. And here's the thing. If Denmark wins
that's
this
the one they know too risky.
Yeah, because they know that a draw...
What is it?
a draw is enough for the Australians. Australia will not set out to attack.
A draw will be enough for them.
Australia won't set out to attack in that game. They will set out to defend. Let's take our 1 point and be going. Nobody cares about 3 points when you can have one and you will go through.
No, but the game will be cagey, because if Denmark gets 3 points in that particular game, they will actually qualify also.
That's why for Australia a point is enough. They won't be so adventurous. They will rely on what we can do against the run of play. Let's try and get a goal and then defend. And then if Denmark get an equalizer, we'll have to wait and see the game out. For me, I want Denmark to win this game, So France will not be lackadaisical against Tunisia.
I'll throw this at you guys, not particularly to the game or regarding the game that we're seeing at the moment. What club has had the most impactful representation as far as the World Cup is concerned?
Most impactful?
Yeah, players. In terms of players representing different clubs that have had... I'm asking this question because a lot of people contribute on the basis of the clubs they support. They have the fans. The fans call in to support these clubs because of the players that play for the clubs that they support. And then you find someone called, say, Saka will score 2 goals. Another person will call to say Dembélé to score hat-trick and all of that stuff. And then you hear it all over the place. But which of these clubs would you say have had the biggest impact in this competition?
I think it's the league. I think if you look at it on a
should look at the league rather than the clubs.
Because I'm going to be honest. Okay, so on match day 1, I think the Arsenal players stood out.
Saka,
Granit Xhaka, Bukayo Saka. When Martinelli came on, boy, those 5 minutes were long for those Serbian defenders. He really gave them a game. Gabriel Jesus did what Gabriel Jesus normally does. Defensive striker. Tomiyasu was a difference for Japan against Germany. I think if you look at it on a club basis, you would say Arsenal. Partey really did come good, even though Ghana lost. He did try his best to influence the game. But I think for me, I would say Arsenal if we are keeping it a buck and looking at the club. I mean, what's the name of this?
Barcelona guys, so Spanish national team.
I think it was Arsenal.
Happy,
no, I think it was Arsenal. I think it was Arsenal 100% because you look at what's the name of this? Is it Marcus Turner? Miles Turner? What's the name of this? The US goalkeeper.
Matt Turner.
Yeah. So you see why I'm leaning towards the Arsenal guys more. So yeah, Matt Turner was big for US. I mean, that second half where the Welsh came at them and they would have perhaps 1 point would have probably turned to 0. 3 points would have turned to 1 and then 1 would have turned to 0. So for me, I think I would lean a bit towards the Arsenal guys in the first round of matches, match day 1 to be precise. So far, what we've seen from match day 2, I would expand it a bit and say the league. And that's the reason why I mentioned the league at first and say, I think the German Bundesliga has really stamped its authority on this tournament. You will see it from the way teams are playing in terms of the way they press, the high intensity, perhaps saw an article today that spoke about the fact that the reason why players are playing a bit better at this tournament is because it's holding in the middle of the season and not at the end of a 50-game season where players are jaded and then there's sometimes they lean more towards throwing caution to the wind. But now you see a bit more tactics, you see a bit more finesse here and there, especially with the system. So for me, I think I'd just say Arsenal Football Club if we're talking about clubs. But I think for me, if we're talking about the league, I mean, I would 100% say it was the Bundesliga. People have talked about the Spanish national team, the 7-0 win. And hey, Gavi, Pedri, Agbavi, Busquets, and all those guys. Yeah, shout outs to them. But for me, I mean, I'm not saying you beat was in front of you. I'm not taking any credit away from them. But if we're looking at the entire games, the slate, I mean, apart from those guys, Lewandowski missed a penalty on match day 1. You look at some of the other guys as well that played outside of the Spanish national team. But you look at the way Arsenal are sprinkled across everywhere. And you're like, oh boy, these guys are good. The Man United guys also sort of technically did well. Casemiro was good.
What about PSG?
Messi missed the penalty. That one's spoiled.
No, Neymar. Navas.
And let's let you know that France are taking the lead
again.
Talking about one of the PSG players,
Kylian Mbappé,
once again,
who has scored once again to make
joint top scorer in this competition.
Yes,
3 goals in the bag, and Valencia alongside.
Yes, and to make it more interesting, the Danes made a substitution just before that goal went in. Yes, and just before that goal went in, I was going to talk about the change where Matthias Jensen came on for Jesper Lindstrom. And just after that sub was made, France went straight down the other end. And, of course, Kylian Mbappé got on the end of a sweeping cross into the box. It's his 14th goal in his last 12 matches for Le Bleu. And boy, the boy
is a sweet boy.
Dazzling. It was a well-lofted pass, of course, coming from the right back there, of course, in the mold in this particular game. They would look at it for offside, but it was not offside, definitely there in this one. Jules Koundé sent a ball forward to Kingsley Coman. Coman gave it to Antoine Griezmann, and boy, oh boy, for those who are questioning whether Griezmann should be in this squad, that's your answer. It's a beautiful, delicious cross to the back post. Mbappé rises the highest, and the ball comes in contact with his thigh, not even his knee, his thigh, and he just thighs the ball home to make it 2-1. You perhaps might be wondering, there's another thigh now that's very precious, apart from chicken thighs. Kylian Mbappe's thighs. 2-1 for France.
Okay, 2-1. Yes, they lead. Kylian Mbappe, of course, gets in the second, and he's second on the night as far as this is concerned. It is his third goal in the competition. And yes, we are serving you the action. No distractions from the likes of Ade. If you see Bele everywhere. What is this? Belletti, what is this? 09040,889, 09041,889. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my name is Onyirizi Emmanuel.
Okay. You're the one that said Denmark will score 2-1 now?
No, France.
You are denying it now.
I support France. I say I want France to score one goal more.
Okay.
Please, LJ, I want you to help me to confirm how many corners. Please. Total corner for
just listen. We've been giving stats. Don't ignore when we give stats, please. Don't ignore when we give stats. Please be listening. Thank you.
Okay.
You're making this thing difficult for us, because if we have to move from matches to corners and to every other thing that has happened today, some would ask for offsides, and we have callers all waiting to make their contributions. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
How was your day?
Still going on good.
I'm feeling happy.
You are?
Yes.
What's your name?
The guy will say Crystal Palace.
What's your name? What's your name, please?
My name is Sunday.
The guy who talked about crystal balls, not Crystal Palace.
And I saw in the house this morning now.
Okay.
Crystal balls.
The crystal ball no work again.
He didn't work. He just does. Maybe they take their lights.
The battery don't low.
Maybe they take their lights.
No, they for crystal ball though.
The battery don't low.
I know them at no day now.
Okay.
Them at is there for crystal ball. He don't see I play like.
All right, thank you. Yes, credit to the French team there. Making fans happy. So I've actually been punching the air around here with their belly. We have to tell them they are creating distraction. They should please give us more chance. No shout outs to Adi. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. This one, that thing where you face, just face and there, yeah? When it is time, we would hear from you. Well, good one from the French guys. 90 minutes, of course, it is already. And Pius, what are the stats saying? They would want to keep possession now, play into space, find a man. If there's one thing I know would improve now is number of passes and total number of passes completed.
Yes, massively we've had improvements in those areas, and of course but then the Danish guys would have all the ball possession, but of course the most important start of the game is actually going to these guys from France, because Denmark have 53% of the ball, and France have been able to amass a total number of 47. Yes, in terms of percentage right now, 47% of the ball. Goal attempt 19 for France and just 9 for Denmark. Shots on goal 5 for France and 2 for Denmark. Shot off goal 7 for France, 5 for Denmark. Block shots 7 for France, 2 for Denmark. 9 free kicks for France, and of course just 5 for Denmark in this particular encounter. We've had a total number of 10 corner kicks. Yes, for the caller that was actually asking of corner kicks. Yes, a total number of 10 corner kicks in this particular encounter. 6 have gone the way of France, 6 for France, and of course just 4 for Denmark in this particular encounter after 91 minutes of play. 1 offside apiece for both sides in this particular game. 21 throw-ins for France, 20 for Denmark. Goalkeeper save 3 for Kasper Schmeichel, the goalkeeper of Denmark, and of course just 1 goalkeeper save for Hugo Lloris, the goalkeeper of France in this particular game. 4 fouls for France, 8 for Denmark. 3 yellow cards combined for both teams in this particular game. 1 for France, 2 for Denmark. In terms of total passes, 470 for France and 495 for Denmark. Completed passes, 415 for France and of course 442 for Denmark in this particular encounter. 18 tackles for France, 17 have gone the way of the Danish side. 101 attacks for France, and of course 45 of those have been dangerous. Not up to half though, if you ask me. And of course for the guys from Denmark, 92 attacks for them, and of course they've been able to dangerously attack France 51 times. That's to tell you that of course they are dangerously attacking France, but of course they are not getting anything out of those dangerous attacks. The most important start of this game, after 92 minutes of play, it's still France 2, Denmark 1.
Okay, yes, thank you so much, Pius, for that one. And was he onside? The debate now, of course, we're having a second view at it. Mbappe's goal to give France the lead. 2 out of 2 will be a huge statement of intent by the French side. 6 minutes added on, 2 of those rolled by already. And yes, another quick substitution's been made. Antoine Griezmann is off for Fofana. And Brother wants to actually consolidate on this and protect the lead as much as possible.
My boy Yusuf Fofana he's come on, and Denmark have also made a change. Alexander Barr has replaced Victor
Nelsson?
Rasmus Kristensen, I beg your pardon. Rasmus Kristensen, the Leeds United man, has been replaced by Alexander Barr. They are now going all out with time running out.
Okay, time running out, of course, and the game continues right here in the next 3 minutes or thereabouts. We should be able to wrap things up as we'll be looking to the central referee to bring proceedings to a close as far as this game is concerned. A live coverage of the World Cup action. Yes, second 45 minutes is 94 minutes on the clock, and we counted down to 96, so a little more than that before we would wrap things up right here this evening. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, Inga Sports.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Sports Radio Brila FM. Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you, Upamecano.
Yeah, welcome.
I greet you, gentlemen in the studio.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Namema calling back again, Dr. Dennis Michael, the Prince of Manchester, Madrid.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, my brother, congratulations to France. I think they have tried their best for getting 2 goals. And for Denmark, I think, where you cannot compare another time, say, pity somebody for when they play small game. But when it comes to where men were men, say now they are separating the men from the mangoes. Huh? So for me, I think I want to. Not true now. They are separating the men now from the mangoes. Not true now. So now, say when it comes to, if you now ask them now, they have anybody of Denmark now. They'll tell you we are trying our best. Only we say our best is not enough. Is an example of Ghana and Portugal. They try. But they divide between man and mango. So where they begin to separate the men from the mangoes, where God created heaven and earth, He created man. And he look after it, okay, let me give him a helper, and he give a helper. And the helper now cause wahala. You see how? So now the other.
Please, just keep it within football, okay? Keep it within football.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, my brother. I'm talking about I think I want to wish France all the best. My brother, anybody where they ask questions, you put something to something. You know, careful when you take they check something. Huh? Every time when you do some play. Carry your money, put something, check something so that everything will be okay. God bless both of
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. But please, do your best not to drag us into those personal philosophies of yours that have not been cooked or anything about it at all. 96 minutes, counting down real quick now. And the French side doing everything that they can to see this game out. They lead 2-1. Hello. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah. This is Okedeki. No worries.
Wow. I bet they go, Joe. What you be say, no worry. Who they worry before? Who they worry before? He said, no worry. I guess he wasn't talking to us. Maybe he mistakenly dialed.
Yeah.
Pius, this has really come to a close right now, almost. We're just waiting for the referee, of course, to... let's look at the key battles in this game. in terms of where the pressure's been. Several, so the final starts as far as this is concerned.
Yes, of course, I'll VQ if you can. And in any moment from now, I think the referee should be sounding his whistle, because we've played 6 minutes of additional time in this particular encounter. And of course, we are already in the 6th minutes right now. This should be the last kick of the game. Yes, in terms of the last start of this particular encounter, I think the French guys will be actually very happy, excited, because they won't be going to the last game under any pressure. They will just go into the last game and join. They might not probably start their first team players. Just give minutes to players on the bench, and just make sure that everything.
I'm not happy with the fact that Deschamps, he has a way of doing things sometimes. I mean, we should be defending this crown easily, but sometimes Deschamps gets too comfortable. I think that's the word. He gets too comfortable.
You got him some slack. He lost some of his key players.
No. When I say he gets too comfortable, the French press have also criticized him for getting too comfortable.
Gentlemen, it's full time.
Yes, it's full time now. France have won their 2nd game at this World Cup back-to-back, and they will become the first defending champions since Brazil in 2006 to actually progress from the group stages, and the first European champions since West Germany in 1994. To progress from the World Cup group.
Interesting. Okay, that's a good one.
Well, in terms of the statistics, talking about the final start of this particular game, 48% of the ball, it ended with France. Yes, and 52% of the ball to Denmark. That was how it ended. Goal attempts, in terms of goal attempts, yes, 20 to the French guys, and of course, just 10 to Denmark. Shot on goal, 6 to France, just 2 to Denmark. Shot off goal, 7 to France, 6 to Denmark. Block shots, 7 France, 2 Denmark. Free kicks, 10 France, 5 Denmark. Corner kicks, 6 France, 4 Denmark. 1 offside apiece for both sides, 1-1. Yes, throw-ins are 22 apiece for both sides in this particular encounter. Goalkeeper saves. Yes, of course, Kasper Schmeichel, the goalkeeper of Denmark, was called to action 4 times in this particular encounter. That's the that he made 4 saves in this game, and of course Lloris was just called to action just once. Of course, he made only 1 save in this match. 4 fouls to France, 9 to Denmark. 3 yellow cards in total, 1 to France, 2 to Denmark. 500 total passes for France, and of course 440 completed passes for the French guys. 542 total passes for Denmark, and of course 493 to the Danish guys in this particular encounter. 20 tackles for France and 19 to Denmark. 108 attacks, and 49 of those were dangerous. And of course, for
statistically, this game looks really close.
Really close, very close. And of course, in terms of the passes, the guys from Denmark had more passes than the French guys, and but then they weren't able to amass the number of attempts that could see them get a couple of goals in this particular game, because they had a lesser goal attempts, lesser shots on goal, lesser shots off goal. So they were passing the ball around. They were dominating midfield, but of course, in terms of attacking play, they were nowhere to be found. In 90 minutes, of course, 96 minutes, they had only 2 shots on goal in this particular game. 2, just 2. While the French guys had 6. And of course, from 6 they converted 2, and of course for Denmark they had 2 and converted 1. So it was like they were passing the ball around, enjoying themselves, just trying to field it off, and they practically came to have fun. But the French guys were their intent in terms of attacking was quite brave, and that was why they were able to amass a total of 6 shots on goal and converted 2. Good one for France. 3 points in the bag, and of course on to the next game.
On to the next game, 3 points in the bag. Of course, the French national team have wrapped things up as far as this particular fixture is concerned. 6 out of 6. This is the first time any team in this competition will get a 100% start this season. No team has recorded 2 wins on the bounce after 2 match days. The French guys are the first to do it. And this, of course, is where we're wrapping things up at this point in time. When we get back in here, it will be the countdown to the other game. And yes, Argentina will take on Mexico. Yes, we're counting down to that. And there will be a whole lot more to talk about when we get back in here on the show this evening. Thanks for being a part of it this evening. Yes, congratulations to the sides that have won earlier on. Yes, Australia won against the African side they played against, talking about Tunisia. And yes, we had Poland defeating Saudi Arabia by 2-0. France have just won by 2-1 now. And yes, we still have Mexico, Argentina to come. Yes, Argentina will take on Mexico, but that will be at 8 p.m. But before then, we will be in here to save you the action. Thanks for being a part of it this evening. God bless you. I am Victor Okani.